Well, we were, of course, talking about a campaign and how he's going to get close to half the vote. I'm going to get half the vote, approximately, I hope. I want to get 50.1% or more. And frankly, we have two very different views about America. The president's view is one of a larger government. There's a tape that just came out today where the president's saying he likes redistribution. I disagree. I think a society based upon a government-centered nation where government plays a larger and larger role, redistributes money, that's the wrong course for America. That will not build a strong America or help people out of poverty. I believe the right course for America is one where government steps in to help those that are in need. We're a compassionate people. But then we let people build their own lives, create enterprises. We believe in free people and free enterprise, not redistribution. The right course for America is to create growth, create wealth, not to redistribute wealth.
Governor, I mean, 47% of the people in this country pay no income taxes. Now, a lot of them, because they're retired, or they're elderly, or they're paying certainly payroll taxes and other taxes, but that 47% figure, which is about right, is it too high? Do you think that the level should be closer to what it was in the late 70s, where it was in the 20s? What is an acceptable level?
Well, first of all, of course, you're right. There are a number of retirees, members of the military and so forth who aren't paying taxes, and that says it should be. But I do believe that we should have enough jobs and enough take-home pay such that people have the privilege of higher incomes that allow them to be paying taxes. I think people would like to be paying taxes. The good news is if you're doing well enough financially that you can pay a tax. And the problem right now, as you see in this country, so many people have fallen into poverty that they're not paying taxes. They have to rely on government. And the right course to help them is not just to have government handing out, but instead government helping people to get back to good jobs. Neal, the numbers on food stamps are really revealing. When the president took office, 32 million people were on food stamps. And now that number is 15 million higher, almost 50% higher. Now 47 million people on food stamps. You've got Americans falling into poverty under this president. In an increasing number, it looks like, on these food stamp figures. And I want to get people back to work. I'd like to see everybody who's not, retired, not in the military, having the privilege of having a good job and a good income, enough that they qualify to pay taxes.
Now, you said that your wording might have been inelegant, but others have said that you just kissed half the electorate goodbye this election year, that you all but called them moochers. Did you?
No, I'm talking about a perspective of individuals who are not likely to get to support me. I recognize that those people who are not paying income tax are going to say, gosh, this provision that Mitt keeps talking about, lowering income taxes, that's not going to be real attractive to them. And those that are dependent upon government, and those that think government's job is to redistribute, I'm not going to get them. I know there's a divide in the country about that view. I know some believe that government should take from some to give to the others. I think the president makes it clear in the tape that was released today that that's what he believes. I think that's an entirely foreign concept. I believe America was built on the principle of government caring for those in need, but getting out of the way and allowing free people to pursue their dreams. Free people pursuing free enterprises is the only way we'll create a strong and growing middle class, and the only way we'll help people out of poverty.
But do you think it's a given that base would ignore you entirely, Governor, when you and your running mate Paul Ryan talked about reforming Medicare and trying to contain its growth? Oddly enough, when you were on that theme, it was helping you in Florida, state rich in Medicare beneficiaries and Social Security beneficiaries. So talking tough on these issues doesn't necessarily hurt you with the group that benefits from them. So maybe you presupposed prematurely that this group was going to say no.
Well, let me tell you, we go after every group we can to get votes, and seniors are, of course, people who I'm getting in large numbers. I've got great support from seniors because they're unhappy with the fact that President Obama's Obamacare cuts Medicare by $716 billion. So I'm getting a lot of support from seniors. And
but do you think those same seniors? But those same seniors, Governor,
a lot of seniors.
Go ahead, finish it.
A lot of seniors pay Neal. A lot of seniors pay income tax, and a lot of seniors don't like the idea that Medicare got cut $716 billion. So we're getting great support.
But a lot of
point
those
is quite
seniors,
simple,
seniors, Governor, are in that camp that are not paying income taxes, and it might have boomeranged on you within important days. Do you worry about that?
Neal, I was talking about the fact that I don't expect to get 60 or 70% of the vote.
Gotcha.
I understand that some portion will be the president's, some portion will be mine. I've got to get as many as I can from every single cohort in this country. But the intent that I want to talk about, and that was intended to speak about, was the fact that you have a great divide about whether we want a government that's larger and more intrusive and redistributing income, or whether instead you want a government that sees its role as protecting freedom and opportunity and letting free people build more wealth for all people.
Donald Trump has said that you have nothing to apologize for. In an interview on the Today Show, he said they have to get tougher, referring to your campaign, or they're going to lose this campaign. What do you think of that?
Well, I always appreciate his counsel, and I think this focuses a great deal of attention on whether or not we're going to have a government that becomes larger, that tells us what kind of health insurance we have to have. Under the president, he's indicated he wants to raise taxes, raising taxes on small business, about 1 million small businesses. That's going to kill jobs. Look, the president is borrowing $1 trillion more than we're taking in every year. It's a pathway that looks more European than American, in my view.